they lied to you about God. For centuries you've been handed a story, one of obedience, fear, and a distant God who demands allegiance to institutions, not spirit. They gave you commandments to control, to create a hierarchy with themselves at the top. But what if those commandments were a cage, keeping you from the radical love of Christ? The thunder you hear is not divine anger, it's the sound of those cages crumbling. My name is Harold Power. We're here to rediscover the true commandments, etched into the soul of humanity, not written by kings or popes. This is the Church of the Uncensored. Let's unearth the 10 true commandments they never wanted you to know. The first truth: thou shalt worship no institution in place of God. For generations they built monuments and called them holy, placing men on thrones as God's voice. But God cannot be contained by walls or titles. No pope or pastor holds a monopoly on the divine. The only sacred space is within you and the person beside you. God is not in their buildings, he is wild, untamed, and everywhere. The second commandment: thou shalt not bow to idols of power, profit, or popes. Our idols are subtle: wealth, celebrity, political power, even within the church. They sell salvation, demand tithes, and elevate men above conscience. To bow to these idols is to turn your back on the living God. He is found in spirit and truth, never for sale. The next commandment: thou shalt speak truth, even if they crucify you for it. Christ spoke truth to power and paid the price, but his message could not be silenced. Today, silence is betrayal. We're told to be polite, to not rock the boat, but every time we swallow our convictions for comfort, we betray the Spirit of Christ. Your voice is a holy instrument. To remain silent in the face of a lie is to crucify your own soul. Thou shalt expose every evil done in God's name. For too long darkness has hidden behind holy garments, abuse, lies, and hatred justified by Scripture. The age of secrets is over. True faith demands exposure, not protection of the guilty. Let the walls come down. Only in the light can real healing and justice begin. Thou shalt protect the poor, question the powerful, and walk with the broken. Christ chose the outcast, not the elite. His ministry was among the forgotten. Faith is measured by compassion, not judgment. To follow Christ is to get your hands dirty in the mess of human suffering. That is who we must be. Thou shalt not profit from the gospel. If they sell salvation, they serve mammon, not God. The message of divine love is a gift, never for sale. When churches focus on fundraising over feeding the hungry, they betray Christ. Reject the peddlers of false hope. Thou shalt read Scripture with open eyes. For centuries, the powerful dictated what the Bible means, demanding blind faith. But the Bible is a library of questions, not a rule book. True faith is courageous, willing to challenge, to see with new eyes. It's not about having all the answers, but living in the questions. That is the rebellion that leads to revelation. After all the rules, one commandment remains: thou shalt love radically. No terms, no conditions, just love. We complicate it, but Christ's love shattered boundaries and made no exceptions. Radical love embraces the outcast, the enemy, the different. It does not require agreement or payment. To love without condition is to participate in the very nature of God. This is the most divine commandment. Thou shalt reject those who preach for the elite. If they defend power, they never knew Christ. Throughout history, preachers have blessed the powerful and justified oppression. Any preacher who sanctifies wealth or demands obedience to corrupt systems is a wolf in sheep's clothing. If they stand with Caesar, they have never known Christ. The final truth: prepare for the return, not to a throne, but to the streets. The revolution is divine, not a future spectacle, but a present reality. Christ returns every time you stand for justice. Feed the hungry, love radically. The second coming is happening in the streets, in compassion, in protest. It's a revolution of love, overthrowing the kingdoms of this world. Join it. These commandments are not new laws, but keys to unlock your soul. Faith has been used to divide and control, but the stone is rolling away. The truth is rising, and it threatens the kingdoms built on fear. They will call this heresy, but their fear cannot stop resurrection. This is not blasphemy, it is freedom. This is the church of the uncensored. Join the truth, destroy the lie.